What's going on, boys? Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video we do have the releasing, well, EA released of course, the Premier League elite players, the highest rated elite Premier League players. We're going to go through them, give you my opinion and just give you my general thoughts on them. You know, what camera style we'll be looking at. So some of the top 2 players. Some players have got honestly some of the best improvements. You know, if you look at Simon, I'll show you in a second, he's got one of the best stats. So we're going to go through this right now. So we're going to start off, these are the top 20 Premier League players and their FIFA 22 rating. We're going to start from the bottom and then we are going up. First we have Gial Cancelo. It's not a bad card. Don't forget, fullback centre backs have been nerfed, but the most important things with these cards are work rate. So unless the work rates have changed, Gial Cancelo is still a decent card. And don't forget, just because someone is rated a certain amount doesn't mean they're necessarily good at the game. And what I mean by that is, a lot of people always, let's say you're new to FIFA, or let's say not the most knowledgeable with FIFA, people always think an aces rated player makes a player good. All it is in-game stats, so don't worry about it too much, because at the end of the day it doesn't mean anything. We do have Lloris. Wasn't really one of the best goalkeepers, to be honest. For the past couple of years he hasn't really been the best. He is not the tallest of goalkeepers. People still prefer, well, Pope is known to be good, but De Gea in my opinion is still one of the best goalkeepers in the game. If we have a look here at Gial Cancelo. We said last year was 83 rated, so he did get a boost up. Lloris then, of course, does remain the same. So those are the 2 players, not really too important. We do have Pogba. Now, Pogba, the only thing with Pogba is he did get, of course, that slight upgrade. An upgrade of +1, so compared to last year, he's got he's got -1 pace. Same shooting, same passing, 1 better dribbling, 1 less defending, and 2 less physical. So you can argue in theory probably a bit of a downgrade. Just to show you a bit of an example, if I go over here, let me type Pogba's name in, you can see he's a bit of a downgrade compared to his card last year. But don't forget, every single year the way the cards changes, like it could be a downgrade in theory, but maybe everyone went down 1 -1, so maybe it's not a downgrade in total. The next one we have is Trent Alexander Trent. Now, but it's not my most favorable card just because he's too slow. For a right back, he's too slow. Again, he seems to be another card that's been slightly nerfed. You can see that there's certain stats. So he's got the better physical this year, better passing, same defending and dribbling. And I think, as you say, his shooting went up, but we lost 1 pace. So not the end of the world, but that is Alexander-Arnold. We do have Sanchez, the new addition that did come to the Premier League, don't forget. I'll be honest, United looking pretty good this year. I mean, obviously got Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandez, loads of links. Sancho has got a pace downgrade of 81. His shooting's gone up by 2. His passing's gone up by 1. And defending has gone down by 1. And physical -1. Now, don't forget as well, half of these cards, you have to wait for them to come out. Because a lot of these cards, you don't know how good the upgrade is until you see the in-game stats. So, for example, maybe his finishing has gone up. Let's say in theory, maybe his long shots have gone down. So it kind of depends on what the in-game stats are. We then have Robertson. And Robertson, of course, he's remained the same at 87 rated overall. He's got a pace upgrade. He's gone down on his shooting by 1. He's got 80 passing, which is the same as last year. 1 more dribbling, 1 more defending, and the same physical. So you can argue somewhat of an upgrade. If you think about it, the better pace upgrade. The most important thing for left mids, right mids, and right backs, left backs is pace. That is the most important thing, period. There's still a high chance that you probably want to get a left back and right back who's maybe even 82 rated, has got faster pace, because most wingers in this game are extremely fast. You don't want a fast winger against a fast or slow left back and right back. So that's why the most important thing is not the rating. Then we have Ruben Diaz. I'm going to be honest with you, he's just too slow to use in centre back. 61 pace is just appalling for FIFA. Yes, in real life it's a different thing, I know. But in FIFA, 61 pace is basically GG. You're going to have anyone, and most strikers with the ball are going to be faster than Ruben Diaz. So off the ball, you're basically lost. So if you have, whenever you want to look at a defender, you want to think, let's say a striker in a game. Normally a striker has, let's say, 85 sprint speed. You put 195, they've got 95 sprint speed. If someone's got 61 pace with a shadow, let's say they put a shadow at 70 sprint speed maximum, you're never going to compete. So that is Ruben Diaz. In terms of did he get upgraded or not, I'll have a quick look. So compared to last year, he did get upgrade. the main thing is he had 83 defending and 84 physical last year. Now he's got 88 and 88 respectively. And then I think the passing, he's got a bit of an upgrade. And the pace, he actually got a bit of a downgrade. So in the grand scheme of things, not really the best. Next player we do have is Sterling. Fantastic, of course. Sterling as well with the World Cup and all. So he has got a downgrade in the pace. So he was 93 pace, 88 rated overall. The shooting's gone up by 1. Passing stays the same. His dribbling has actually gone down by 3. And his defending and physical are basically the same. The physical was 67 last year, now it's 66. So maybe you can argue somewhat upgrade in the shooting areas, but you do lose out on the dribbling areas. So you can argue in some respect he's probably got the downgrade. We then have Lukaku, which in my opinion should be, well, it depends how you want to say. I mean, of course, overall rating doesn't mean anything, but he is 88 rated. He had a pace upgrade of 3 this year, and he's got 87 shooting in contrast to 83 last year. And of course, he does have a bit of a dribbling boost as well. I wonder how much his agility and balance has been boosted, because last year he had 46 balance. 46 balance basically renders this card, I would say, near enough unusable on a top tier level. If you're a casual player, Division 3, 2 and below, you're fine. But going above the high levels, without your dribbling, maybe does a decent job, but not the best. So an upgrade for him nonetheless. Then we go to Bruno Fernandez. Bruno Fernandez, definitely an upgrade of +1. His pace got downgraded by minus 2, 77 last year, only had 75. His shooting's gone up by 3 though. That's going to be interesting to see how that will play out. Maybe even as a second striker or centre forward. His passing's gone up by 1, physical by 2, defending up by 2, and his dribbling's gone down by 1. So above all, he's a massive upgrade, I would say, from in terms of the stats. Again, in-game stats we have to see when the game comes out, when the database comes out anyway. But nonetheless, a top tier card. Probably will be one of the best centre mids in the game. I can imagine playing him in centre mid. Definitely be one of the best centre mids. Put him alongside Kante. You got a dream centre mid. One guy sitting back, Kante, other guy unbalanced. Bruno Fernandez in the 4-4-2. Perfect. We then have Sadio Mane. Now Mane, if I'm not mistaken, I think he remained the same. No, he got a downgrade. So 90 rated last year. This year's 91. Got a -3. In pace. We saw Ronaldo, of course, had 87 pace this year. So a lot of cards are getting that pace downgrade, so do bear that in mind. So I think maybe that's because of, you know, some of the cards are just a bit too high on the pace, and maybe everyone's pace has gone down. So technically it's not a pace downgrade, it's kind of everyone's gone down on the same level. Kind of think of it like an inflation, the opposite of inflation for pace, that makes sense. So 91's pace, he had 94 last year. His shooting's gone down by 2, 83 compared to 85. Pass remained the same, dribbling's gone down by 1, so yes, a slight downgrade over there. Then we have to go over to Edison, have an upgrade, 89 compared to 88 last year. You can see he got 88 last year. So he's got 1+ diving, handling remains the same, kicking is the same, reflexes, speed and positioning are the same. So sorry. Actually, diving's gone up by 1, positioning by +2. Positioning for me is the most important stat for a goalkeeper, just because if the goalkeeper position in the best way as possible, he's got a better chance of saving it. So height and positioning and save with feet rate are the 3 things that I prioritize the most. The rest I push to the side. So for me, positioning is what I'd probably look for the most. We then go over to Alison. And this is where we come to the crack players. Alison got the downgrade. His handling's gone down by 2, kicking by 1. And his positioning has gone up. No, gone down by 1 as well. So a slight downgrade. But Son, probably the best striker now in the Premier League. Yes, I know we have Cristiano Ronaldo. Apparently Ronaldo, rumours are he's 4-star, which I generally hope he's not. But Heung-min Son with that 5-star weak foot. Top tier agility and balance. Got an upgrade of +2. Pace remains the same. Shooting's gone up by 1, passing by 2, dribbling by 1, and I think he remains to be one of the best strikers in the game. Expect this card to be around 500k to 400k when the game comes out. He's definitely going to be one of the best cards in the game. I'll try to get my hands on Neymar and Son as soon as I can when the game does come out. We do go over to Virgil Van Dyke. Van Dyke, of course, don't forget as well, with Van Dyke, a lot of these players, don't forget the overall pace downgrade. But Van Dyke, I'll be honest, it's actually a really good card, just for the simple fact that fullback centre-backs have been nerfed, so maybe the centre-backs will come back into the game. He's got a pace upgrade though, compared to the rest of them of +2. His defending remains the same, physical remains the same, dribbling the same, everything the same. Is just his pace has gone up by 2, so that's a benefit for him. And he's gone down overall rating to 89 compared to 90 last year. Then we do have, of course, Salah as well. So Mohamed Salah, of course, got 90 pace compared to 93. Everyone's kind of getting a downgrade on pace. Shooting's gone up by 1, and the rest of them are exactly the same. Then we have Kante, probably the most cracked player, which I thought maybe potentially he would probably be going up. So you got a pace upgrade of +1, a pace down, a passing downgrade of -1, dribbling went up by +1, and the physical went up by +1. So overall an upgrade. He was 88 last year, 90 this year, back to where he belongs. We then have Harry Kane. Kane, of course, has got an upgrade of +2 overall to 90. Pace upgrade of +2, shooting is the same, passing has gone up by +3, and defending and physical is the same. Now we're going to go over to the last 2 higher tier players. We have, of course, Kevin De Bruyne. Maybe not the best of cams compared, because people mainly use De Bruyne in centre mid, but Bruno Fernandez is a better player because the agility and balance and the pace, and the defending, of course. But KDB, of course, got the exact same card. Passing, shooting, and pace is exactly the same. Dribbling, defending, and physical is the same. So basically exact same carbon copy of the card. Let's see if it's dribbling, agility, balance better. And then of course we have the well-known Cristiano Ronaldo, the new signing to Manchester United. And from my understanding, as we know, pace has got an overall downgrade. So in theory, Ronaldo hasn't been downgraded. He is 91, not 89 as the rumours were led to be seen. So he's got a -1 downgrade, which is not that bad. He is getting older. So -1, not that bad with that. Dribbling has gone down by 1. Defending has gone down by 1. Physicality has gone down by 2. Passing has gone up by 1. I would expect that. Shooting has remained the same. And then the pace has gone down by 2. But don't forget, as a whole, pace has been downgraded. But that is, of course, the top 20 cards in the Premier League. I'm going to go through them. Well, as I said, most of these cards, Hunter and Shadow, are still going to be needed. And I think maybe the pace downgrade for the overall player was a better thing, because sometimes when it comes to team in the season, everyone's got 99 pace during team of the year anyway. But anyway, guys, that is the top 20 cards. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.